Hey, g'day, comrade subscribers. Hope you're all well. I've been a bit slack. So I've got some bits and pieces coming for the Osborne, so hopefully this week I'll be able to continue on with that. Hopefully adding a GoTech drive. But yeah, I heard some bad news this week. One of my oldest Finnish friends I became friends with him. But my first week I was in Finland back in June 1998, passed away unexpectedly last week. So his daughters found him, which can't be good for them. Yeah, so I used to catch up with him. Well, I still remember my first week in Finland. This Australian on the other side of the world. So it was actually, luckily, it was summer, and I got introduced to everyone in the office. I had my own office. Yeah, so during the week and then on the weekend I'd caught up with there was some kind of, foreigner little thing I got introduced to. So I was on my way home and I was at the main train station, central train station in Helsinki, Ratatintori. And I bumped into him and he said, "Oh, give us your number. We'll catch up tomorrow." And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way he's going to remember this. But yeah, like 10 o'clock the next morning, phone rings. "Okay, let's catch up." It's like, Jesus, okay. So we did, and yeah, had a great weekend, and friends came fast friends after that. And yeah, I remember him telling me that, like, if I'd kind of said, "Oh no, maybe next weekend" or something like that, then he probably wouldn't have, bothered, sort of thing. So I made the right decision in making the effort. So yeah, he's a great guy. I've only got great memories of Finland. One of the reasons why I miss kind of living in Finland is people like that. So yeah, I wish I'd stayed there longer, but well, I got married, so I couldn't think of just myself. Anyway, so yeah, Schneider. Now the reason why I got this, apart from having a different keyboard, is that it was advertised as having an internal Vortex Ram expansion. Now, I'd never heard of one of these before, so I thought, that's interesting, and the price is pretty good. These are pretty pricey in Australia, whereas in Germany and the UK, they're they're a lot cheaper. So the price was pretty good. But unfortunately, when the guy went to send it to me, he realised that he'd accidentally sent the one with the internal RAM expansion, this Vortex thing, to someone else. So lucky them, they got a bonus Vortex RAM expansion free of charge. But no, he was good. He either offered me a full refund or a pretty good discount or refund on this. So it's like, well, I wanted to get one of these, and the price is even better now. So, but yeah, unfortunately, the whole idea of getting this was to have a look at this Vortex RAM expansion, because otherwise, I don't think there's nothing really different about it apart from the different coloured keys, which are still in English. Yeah, it's still even got this QWERTY keyboard. It's not AZERTY or anything like that. So they didn't even customize the keyboard. So really it's just this here. We've got in function instead of, what does it say on this other one? On. In function. So slightly different there. Different keys. But everything else is pretty much the same. Even the board's going to be the same. Apart from the links. So we'll have a look at that. We'll open it up anyway. And we'll give it a run. And yeah. Let's see. Okay, all the screws are out. Should just do a quick comparison. So this is a standard. Well, I guess you could say it's standard. Hang on, let me get that cable out of the way. There we go. Let's zoom out a bit. You can actually see it a bit better. Yeah, I remember being teased in high school because my computer had multicoloured keys. So the Germans are obviously much more serious. But yeah, so this is one of the later ones anyway, because you can see it's got the low profile keys. This is one of the original ones, which has got the taller keys, and these are notorious for having the broken keys and key stems. So getting one in good condition like this is good. So, but if you do want to collect AMSTRADs or 464s, if you do see ones that come up with the broken key stems, buy it, especially if it's a good price, because then you can got some spare keycaps, so that when other ones come up with missing keycaps, you can hopefully fill in the missing blanks. But these ones, I'm pretty sure, these later ones, I don't think I've ever seen with missing keys. These ones are pretty good. Whereas, yeah, these ones with the taller keys, they tend to get knocked off quite easily. Unfortunately, this is the type of machine I grew up on, you know, in Australia, AWA, of course. Right, so that's that one. Let's put that one back, multicoloured. And let's lift this one off. And so I don't want to break. Alright, let's disconnect the data set. Actually, the top half is the heavier part. Alright, let's just disconnect the keyboard. Okay, so this particular one's got a wired keyboard. So like I said, I don't think there's anything particularly different about it. You know, we've got the old style gal here because this is one of the older models. What's the only difference really that you'll see is the links. So these links here specify what manufacturer comes up on the copyright screen. So although looking here, it's got a space for a 40010, so I could pull this one out and replace it. So it's not an early one, it's a slightly newer one. But yeah, so these links here, I can't remember, I've got to look it up, but in Australia we had link whatever set, so we would see AWA written on it. This one here we've got link 2, so I'm assuming it's going to say Schneider when we boot it up. But yeah, otherwise it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just a standard 464 with a different case, and unfortunately no Vortex Ram expansion. So yeah, normally I would give this a clean, but let's just power it on and load something, and I think that'll be it. Like I say, it's just a straight AMSTRAD with a different case. All right, so let's power on. So we've got RGB to the GBS8200, which has got VGA out, and then the VGA to HDMI converter to a HDMI to USB. And power on. And there we go, Schneider. So nothing too exciting. Problem with these AMSTRADs is they've got a little standoff in the middle. So if you don't have it equal on both sides, it wobbles, which is annoying. So yeah, so nothing too exciting. We can try and load something. I have found this tape, Spy vs. Spy 2. Let's see if the tape works. Spy vs. Spy, the original Spy vs. Spy, I used to play that for hours with my brother. Awesome two-player game. A lot of fun, I don't know about Spy vs. Spy 2. It's a long tape. Let's, I guess we'll be back shortly. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, press play. Whoa! That took a while. Okay, I guess I should look up the instructions, shouldn't I? Players 1, 2, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, IO. Hide sub, yes or no? Alright, I'm going to have to, okay, 1 or 2 players. Whoops. Okay, looks like I've started a 2-player game. Oh, where am I going? Is that quicksand? Alright. So I've never played this one before. You go in the water? No. We're all on an island, are we? So this is quicksand or something, is it? I just have to jump, okay. Well, there we go. Sorry, I wasn't that excited in playing that game. But, so what am I going to do with it? Schneider here in Australia. Probably, I'll upgrade it. So there's 2 kind of upgrades I could do. Relatively easy. Well, okay, no, actually looking at the ROM. Sorry, wrong keyboard cable. So I could replace the, was it a 40006 with a 40010 gate array. Looks like that's pretty simple. They've even got the capacitor, the decoupling capacitor in there already. So it's gotten a little bit warm. That should reduce power consumption. With the tape running, it was about 1.05 amps. So maybe that'll drop it under an amp. And replace the ROM, the firmware. So at the moment, it's got the 464 firmware and basic 1.0. So you can replace this. I think is it 16K? Replace it, or is it 32K? I can't remember. Anyway, you can replace it with a basically what I do is I put both versions of the firmware on here, so you can have 464 mode or you can have 6128 mode with basic 1.1. Obviously, in that case, it'll work kind of like a 664 in that it'll have 64K of RAM, but with basic 1.1, which means that it will run Pirates if you have a disk drive. Pirates famously would not run on a 464, and that's because I'm guessing whatever firmware routines it uses, maybe they changed location. But I have definitely confirmed it. I do have a video where Pirates will run on a 464 if you upgrade the ROM. So yeah, that's basically it. Unfortunately, there's no Vortex Ram Expansion inside. That was the whole purpose of getting this. I'll keep my eye out for one. I'm thinking that Germany, I think, is where it comes from. So German Schneider is probably most likely candidate. Either someone selling it doesn't realise it's in there, or like the guy that I got it from, who kind of specialises in these machines. He'll obviously know it's in there and he'll advertise it as such. There we go, that's it. I'm sorry it wasn't very interesting. Hopefully I'll have more interesting stuff later this week, especially on the Osborne, and I'll start looking at some other stuff. I want to start up a Patreon, but I'll talk about that later. Bye for now.
Dystopian nightmares. Human error. Infinity. On a distant